What is good, lads? And yet again, I'm going to say it. Today I am trying something a little bit different. At this point, no, even I do not know what the same is. But this is different, so just accept it. Don't worry, the FIFA is going to return. It will be the mainstay. But I don't want this challenge just to be FIFA. I want this to be the Quackers Crew headquarters. So there's going to be some variety. I said I wanted to start doing some motivational stuff on YouTube, so fuck it. Why not start? I'm not going to look like a hypocrite after what I said in my last video. Thought the best way to start was by basically teaching you who I am now, how I became that person, and how dealing with loss affected me. Because believe me when I say this, the 20-year-old me, it's not a version of me you're going to recognise. It's not a version you'll probably ever know either. In comparison to the present day, arrogant, obnoxious, and so cute version of myself. Again, as last time, it's 3 AM, and I'm writing this off the top of my head. Why? Because I just had another wave of motivation after watching a load of Kobe Bryant speeches, and I'm going to ride that wave all the way to the bank. Look, first of all, I know I'm going to get 20 views on this video tops. But one day, when the video is on 10,000, 100,000, however many views, because it will be, I want you to know this. I want you to do this. I want you to write one goal for me that you want to achieve. Be it pass your exams, play football for your country, play cricket in the IPL, I know my audience, or just make your family proud. And this next part, I don't want you to do it, I expect you to do it. I expect you to follow that comment up, however many days, months, years later, with a message telling me how you achieved it. Because, believe me, I'm going to hold every one of you who comments this accountable, and I expect to hear how you've achieved it, even if I ain't alive by then, 100 years in the future. I expect you motherfuckers to write it so I can be smiling down in that coffin. Which, believe you me, it's 27 degrees, I've got to have my window closed and no fan on to record this. So to be fair, that could be tomorrow. Anyway, on to the next part. The main crux of the video, my experiences with loss and how it shaped me. I've covered this slightly before, but my entire motivation to start YouTube came when my mum passed. And me wanting to try and make something out of myself. But right now I want to go into detail about that day and how it impacted me, because I know our experiences will differ, but I want people to understand that a person's life and their will, it doesn't end when they pass. I'm going to experience... Sorry, it's incredibly hot and I'm genuinely think I'm going to suffer with heat stroke recording this, but I'm doing my best. Firstly, I'm going to speak about my experiences on that day, and again, this is going to get deep, so I can only apologise. But fuck, I've got zero clue, I've literally got zero idea how to write this next part, so I'm doing my best. So maybe just get the tissues or something and come back when I've got something to say. But anyway, on that day, about 5 minutes before she actually passed, we could tell it was coming to the point, so I left my mum's side to get my big brother, who was sitting down in the hospice cafe by himself. I don't know what I said to him, to be honest, but as we've entered my mum's room, I've still got the clear picture of my sister turning to me and saying, "She's gone, my name." And you could see my oldest brother crying, I saw my other brother crying, I saw my dad, who, yes, actually hasn't abandoned me, he just got a divorce about 12 years prior, crying over someone I didn't even know he liked anymore, to be honest. I think that because his phone name for her was Bitch Troll from Hell or something along those lines. I had a solid family foundation. Anyway, I just stood there. I didn't know what to fucking think, what to do. I'm the biggest baby in the entire fucking world. I cried after every pet I've ever had died. And this, my mum, the brightest light of my life, the greatest person to ever live, who single-handedly raised 4 kids, who put up with everything, fucking Wonder Woman was dead. And in that moment it felt like as an outsider to my whole family. The selfish, self-indulged prick that I am. All I could think about, how comes I'm not crying? Not that my entire family and future has just been torn apart. Why, fucking little CJ, the oversized dope, couldn't cry. And in my own narcissistic way in that moment it came to me. It's probably an excuse, but it's the reason I'm going to give, so I'm going to say it. To me, I needed to show in that moment to my family that it would be okay. The same way my mum would, we cry in private. We show a strong front when we're in public. It's the way I was raised. Even though I'm the baby, even in what will always be the hardest moment of my life, all I could think about was that by standing stone-faced like a little idiot, while 5 people I'd never seen cry broke down, I was somehow in my own shitty way helping. And yes, I'm well aware that I'm an idiot, and don't worry, I've got the self-awareness to know that whilst writing this, it makes me look like a self-indulged loser. But I want this channel to be a chance for people to learn. I want people to understand me, and just like the same reason I was teaching, I want to share my experiences in hopes people can either learn or kind of compare to their own. I don't want to say see how the similarities and differences, because that just sounds like some sort of fucking historical experiment of my life, which is just weird. But I just want to help people, and if me riffing about my experiences and how they changed me helps, then I'm going to do it, because that's the whole goal of my channel, is to create a community of people who want to help each other, who want to make people better. And this is just one opportunity for me to do that, even if it is sharing what will be the hardest moment of my life. Then so be it. Anyway, back on topic. Eventually we went in one by one and spoke to my mum, and as if by magic, I fucking broke every tear I had left in me, and will ever have left is now gone from that moment on. It's run down my face. And this is going to be hard to believe. I had no idea what to say. I don't know how to say goodbye to the woman who had lovingly raised me, who had taught me everything. So I just spoke about how I'd make something of myself. I didn't know how. How I'd look after my family. I didn't know how. I'd been raised to be the golden boy. I was going to be the accountant, the rich one. The man who's amazing with money. So that's what I said I'd do. But I didn't know bloody how. Fuck knows how. Who knows how they're going to be rich? Who knows how they're going to make themselves a success? Even now I barely know. I'm going to do it. But I don't know how. The number one thing on my mind in that moment there was that I had to do it, because I had to make her proud. I had to make it worth it. I had to show her that every single bit of effort, every single day was worth it. I was a 20-odd-year-old who probably still thought that Lynx Africa was deodorant, and that girls weren't getting to me because I still thought dupe made me smell manly. But who knows? That night, I watched Arsenal draw with Aston Villa, and then I played FIFA with my best friend the entire night. You know, great start to my journey to success. Ideal start to my great redemption arc here, huh? Shout out to my best friend though, who bought an expensive off version of a shite FIFA game to play it early with me and comfort me. I doubt he will watch this video, but you know, I still do really appreciate that. Anyway, a little bit later, I bought a shitty little capture card and I thought I would start my great YouTube adventure. This would be the moment. This would be me. I nearly said my first name there. I'm CJ. I'm hilarious. I'm entertaining. I'm so charismatic. I mean, look at me when I teach classes. Those kids, they are riveted. They are attached to every word I say. before realising a week later it was 2016 and a 360p capture card wouldn't cut it. So I gave up. I'm pretty good at giving up. Everyone who knows me will tell you. It's fucking hella easy, you know. And no one who ever cares seems to blame you, because dying is hard, working is hard, education is hard, love lives are hard. Getting big on YouTube is next to impossible. So who the fuck can blame you if you quit? But in the midst of all of that, the idea was still there in my head that I had to show people I would be okay. Because if I could be the oversized baby who could barely cook, who still wore a different super dry shirt every day because he thought that was fashion. The guy whose fucking secondary school crush walked up to him during their prom, told him she was so happy he was there. So he replied thanks and looked blankly at her. That prat could be okay. Then hopefully they could too. So I did push myself. I became more confident, I took better care of myself, and especially my fucking clothing choices. And people did notice. Also, just a quick side note, my first day back at work, the first thing two kids said to me, "Did you cry?" So to those two little shits, hope you stub your toes, you dorks. Anyway, believe me, when I say confidence is key, when they say it, they ain't bullshitting. But it would help if they didn't skip all the steps to confidence. First of all, take care of yourself so you feel good about yourself. Find clothes you like and wear them. You will be happy for it. Go to the barbers and find a style that suits you. Most importantly, ask them to do your eyebrows, lads. Girls care about eyebrows. The first few things girls will ever look at: hair, eyebrows and shoes. And take that fucking down, because it's the best tip you'll ever get, especially in this video about picking up the ladies. But how? How do you get more confident? How did I get more confident? How did I get confident enough to not give up YouTube and to start it right now? Simply put, I went through the absolute worst thing I will ever experience. I lost the one person who I loved more than anything in the world. I can't go any lower than that. Rejection, who gives a fuck? Losing, who gives a fuck? A bad hair day, who gives a fuck? I'm not saying you don't give a fuck about people, because obviously you do. You have to be a good person, you have to care about people. But just realise this. No one cares about you as much as you do. And I mean that in both directions. No one's gonna think, look at that guy, he's wearing a purple shirt today. And if they do, fuck them. No one who's nice is gonna criticise your clothing choices. No one who's nice is gonna say, oh look, he's trying a new haircut, what a pleb. Yeah, your mates might have a banter about it. I grew a beard. I got bantered for the first week, but believe me, I look fine. I look good. And yeah, you will get shit the first couple of weeks you try it, but believe me, stand up straight, talk authoritatively, and smile, and people will notice these things. And honestly, I lost the greatest human I'll ever know, and suddenly life became real and not some shite cartoon where every dumb thing I did without consequences was without consequences, rather. And even though the pain will never go away, I get stronger every day for bearing it. And just like weights and the gym, the more you lift, the lighter they feel and the stronger you become. My mum will never ever leave me, because every single day I still have to make her proud in the same ways I tried when she was here. And that is why I say to every kid I speak to about loss, even if they haven't experienced it, if they have, then this probably hits harder. It will always fucking hurt. But through that, it is still about taking every lesson they taught you and using it, so they can still look at you with the love and happiness they did when they were alive. Remember their smile, and think every single time you achieve something that you are making them smile. So if you want to go to the gym, if you want to work hard, if you want to go to university, think about making them proud and stop making it all about other people outside your circle. Don't think about, oh, if I get a six-pack, that girl's gonna like me. Don't fucking exercise for that. Exercise for yourself, or exercise so you can see that commitment from you. See the personal growth that comes with the discipline required to exercise. Anyway, as you can see, I am here on YouTube now, and yes, there are still days where motivation is hard, and I'm still trying to make something out of myself. And this is where you're all going to come in. I've spoken about myself, but this is where you lot are going to help me. I always said my goal is to make people better, if it be one day of their life or their whole life. Because I know there's some Christmases, especially when my mum first passed, I sat the entire morning and afternoon of Christmas watching Marley 13 videos. Because I just didn't want to speak to anyone. I was that in my shell. And that got me through it, so be it. When it came time to work, when it came time to get my head down, I fucking did it. But sometimes you do need that break, and that is why I make videos, to make sure when people are having that break, they can be entertained, or they can be educated, they can be motivated, or they could just have a shit belly laugh to one of my awful jokes. Anyway, I'm always going to be around, I'm always going to grind. And grind, if it be YouTube or teaching, I'm gonna do it till I'm the fucking best there is. I'm asking you boys and girls and anyone else, even if you're a penguin, I want you to come and flap your cute little wings at me. Or flippers, whatever penguins have, I don't really know, I'm a duck person. One of my neighbours just laughed very loudly at something, I'm going to assume it was at me, because I am smashing it. I want you lot to keep pushing me, to keep supporting me, and to keep motivating me, because believe me, if I can do this, the serial slacker who fluked his way through every exam on the minuscule amount of natural talent he had, the idiot who is recording a video of his window closed in 27 degrees with sweat dripping down his forehead. Boys, I started writing this at 2:54 AM and it's 3:18 now. I've got work in the morning and we all know I ain't edited shit. But I will still have this out for Monday, because that's my promise to you now. Now I want you first of all to do what I asked at the start, and secondly promise me to be the absolute best versions of yourself you can be. That first promise though, I want you to put something you want down in the video comments, something your goal. If it be for the week, if it be for the month, if it be for the year, I want you to write a goal of yours, because we're going to achieve it together. Lads, this is it, the first official Quackers Crew rallying call. The advance starts now, so get in line and stand up straight. We welcome everyone here, no matter your race, creed, gender, sexuality, beliefs, countries, cultures, everything else. We welcome you here, and we will strive to make sure you love being here and you feel loved here. Lads and ladies and everyone else, today is the first day where we grind towards our goals. I'm not a writer. This will be crudely written and probably paint a pretty shite picture of myself. But the lesson isn't to be me, it's to be better than me. So as I finish writing this, and I get ready for the 3 hours sleep I have before I go to work, where I'm going to get the runaround from every student I have, on 3 hours sleep, and I'm still going to do it, I ain't going to struggle. Because in the moment, when it's your job, you put the effort in every time. Everyone seems to put all the effort in for people who never say thank you. Start putting the effort in for people who do. Anyway, I want to say thank you for listening to, I was going to say it's an awful self-help video, but more than anything, it's just me ranting and musing and getting things off my chest. So thank you all for listening to this. I'm going to call it pointless, but it's really not, is it? It's 3 AM. I think everyone gets most motivated around this stupid time they want to sleep because for some reason your brain just doesn't want to switch off. So this is my opportunity for me to use that motivation to help others. I was going to say it's a self-help video. It's not. Because self-help means it's an individual. We ain't an individual. We're a crew. We're a friendship. We're a fellowship. We are a fucking army. And we will march. But anyway, I will never be over the loss I suffered. And I know some of you will have watched this video looking for some advice. But truthfully, I don't have much. I'd say I'm not qualified. I'd say that, but no one is. Because everyone deals with loss differently. Everyone suffers differently. Everyone struggles differently. There isn't one answer on YouTube. Even if you go looking for it, I guarantee it won't last long. The only answer is within yourself. And to be honest, if you're using me to get an answer, then my god, you're probably looking at the wrong question. But anyway, I believe this. There is no meaning of life. It is something that can be explained. It isn't something that can be explained because it's up to an individual. I believe that my mum's meaning, personally, was to raise her kids and the thousands she inspired with her teaching to be the best person they could be. So I'm just going to try and carry on that goal. And those of you dealing with loss, just remember everything that person gave to you. Because believe me when I say this next part, the world is a shitty place right now. So the more that we can give back means the more we pass on to our kids. And let them follow not just in our footsteps, but those who've raised us. When I have kids, they ain't going to be following just in my footsteps. They're going to be following in their grandmother's footsteps, even if she ain't there with them. True. It's time for this video to end now. Much love. Have a good one. And remember, today is just another day for you to push forward. Although it is isolation and it is COVID time, so make sure you're doing it safely. Peace.